Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games, and this evening we're just going to be painting some Kreg Death Corps veterans, veteran guardsmen, and I'm just having to just get a little bit of glue on that guy because I knocked his hand off separately. So hi everyone, can you see me? Yeah, okay. Just the camera looks like kind of weird. Hi everybody in chat, Azrael and Pete the Hydrator and Tony. Just seen Pete the Hydrator's comment. He mentioned to me today that he had toothache, and yeah, that sounds rubbish. If they filed the wrong tooth, that's no good, is it? Yeah. Rhubarb. So this evening V-Man Aqua and C. Jono. Hi everybody. Hi. I'm just going to put a tiny little blob of glue on this guy's tubing for his flamethrower, just to I noticed that that's popped apart since I stuck him yesterday, so I'm just going to get that done, and then we can make a start on these chaps. What's that say? That's Crazy Fish. Alright, they've just been to Warhammer World, which was awesome. And Dad is driving. No Amrath, they're not push fit. They're a multi-part kit, and there's loads of spare parts left. In fact, I've got the sprues here. Here you go. So these are some of the bits that are left over out of the. Or these are all the bits that are left over, plus a couple of extra arms there. So there's a small sprue, which I've used barely any of, that's got some rifles without hands, and a medipack for the medic, which I didn't use, and a variety of other accessories, some binoculars and some other stuff. And then this sprue's got loads of different weapons. So there's a grenade launcher I didn't use, there's a bolt gun, a bolt pistol, a chainsword, a melter gun down here. Loads of stuff, loads of different backpacks and other bits and pieces that you could use, spare heads, extra grenades, all sorts. So, lots of choice for how you can assemble these guys. And in the instructions, most of the figures have got like 2 or 3 different poses or different configurations that you can use. Excuse me. Fiddly to put together, not really. So the legs. Whoa! So the legs and the torsos are fixed, and then your choices are arms and heads. But I wouldn't say they were fiddly. So like this flamer hose here. So I'll just rub a bit of that glue off. So this flamer hose on this guy is possibly one of the more tricky pieces, because we've got to line up the hose from the backpack to the hose on the flamer, which is why I've just had to re-glue it. Hi Moxie! Hi Wicked D! Yeah, and then this guy, a couple of the pieces have separate hands, so you can put different options on. So this guy had a separate hand with these binoculars in, and I'd knocked that off while I was spraying, because I knocked him off the board I was using to undercoat him. This like bionic hand piece here comes in 2 pieces, but that's not too bad. There's like a little lug that fastens it together in the middle there. And then the sergeant, he has separate hands, so he's got a choice of what weapon you give him as his things. So you can give him a las pistol, the plasma pistol that I've given him here, or a bolt pistol, or I think a bolt gun as well possibly, and then either a power sword or a chain sword. Sadly, no shovel hand-to-hand weapon option. But anyway, that's not the end of the world, is it? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin with some stone grey, and I'm going to paint their trousers with that. So we're going to try and do the whole squad at once. So I've undercoated them with some Army Painter Necrotic Flesh Spray, because that was what I had. to one side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint their trousers grey and oh. No, I wasn't. I was reading a bedtime story. So we're reading. I can't remember what it's called. Kid Normal. That's it. We're reading Kid Normal. Hydrate. Hydrate. Thank you. Heart renders. Are they the Daughters of Cain figures? The serpentine ones, or are they the flyers? Robbie B, hi. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, this I'm very impressed by the stuff in the box. The scenery is fantastic. I realised last night I sort of assembled everything for a photo to send to some friends, and I realised that all the terrain actually joins together, so you can make like one large building out of it all and place it together. There's lots of different options that you can do, so I'll show you that before we finish streaming this evening. Once we've done a bit of painting. So yeah, grey trousers, and then we're going to give them a darker grey helmet and like shoulder armour. And then what I'm going to do is paint their coats, their like trench coats, with a dark blue. So I've undercoated it with necrotic flesh army painter spray. Because I always tend to undercoat stuff with black or a very dark grey, and I thought if I go with something a little bit lighter, then this lighter grey that I'm using for their trousers might pop a little bit more. So I want them to look military, but still. Hi Gerald, how you doing? But not be so dark that I can't see the models on the table when we're tidying up. Because in a game like Kill Team, where you might have models hidden around the table, I'm terrible for leaving figures hiding behind walls and stuff. How's the glitter?
Shh, Pete, don't tell him. He wasn't here. He didn't know.
Oh, what's happened?
Me and Little Miss were doing some crafting today, and she wanted to sit at your desk because she missed you while you were at work. Right. So we put newspaper and everything down because she decided that she wanted to use glitter, and we were doing really well until it exploded everywhere, all over your desk. And I think we were watching Hamish's stream, and I said, you never know, tonight Kill Team might be covered in glitter, because as we all know, despite the fact that we've tidied up, glitter gets everywhere. But the fact that you didn't notice obviously shows what a good job we did of tidying up. Yeah, it's lovely blue glitter though. I mean, it's blue glitter.
Right, cool.
So, you know, it might slightly tie in, I don't know. But yes, she decided. I had a new paintbrush last night on stream, didn't I? That I didn't actually use. And it came in a tube, the Green Stuff World paintbrush. So she decided that she wanted to make a wand for a doll with the ginormous tube. Oh, sorry, a staff. A staff for a doll, and she wanted to fill it with something. So she filled it with various stuff, and then she filled it with glitter. And right at the end, she was doing ever so well, and then right at the end, she poured far too much into the funnel and it went everywhere. So there you go, that's what happened.
I understand.
So there's bound to be glitter on your desk somewhere.
Sorry.
So you can carry on now. Normal service can resume.
No problem. No problem. So yeah, no, I haven't seen any glitter. So yeah, good job. Good job. Yeah, blue glitter greatcoats. That sounds good, doesn't it? Maybe we should get some blue metallic out and do their helmets and shoulder pads in blue metallic.
Do you I know that you're painting them currently, but do you want to show them to the camera so people can see the miniatures and see the detail on them, or?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Because I don't think we actually showed anybody the minis, did we?
I'll tell you what, I'll finish painting their trousers before the paint dries out, and then we'll show them off, eh?
Oh, don't be mean, C. John. C. John says, Pete the Grass, new name for you. No, we don't have secrets. I just forgotten to tell him. Joel says they'll stand out on the table for sure. That's it. That's what we were thinking, you see. You know, you're saying they're hiding behind walls and stuff. You'd be able to see them because they'd be all shiny.
Awesome. Cool.
So how do you find the sculpts then?
Yeah, I think they're really nice. The sculpts are very nice. They're very crisp, nicely detailed. The amount of options on the sprue is fantastic. The medic, so they obviously are trying to encourage you to take a medic in your squad, I think, because there's a couple of the figures can be assembled as a medic, but I've not assembled one of them as a medic because I wanted more shooty guys. So
Have you got your Daka t-shirts?
I have got my Daka t-shirt on.
You have to come up with a better camera system. Because you can't see your head, so like when you're happy,
Yeah.
and then you hit like the light all the time, you just get a massive shiny face. But that's why I've moved the camera slightly over this way to try and make it so you didn't have such a massive shiny face. But then you weren't sat in your chair, and now you're sat in your chair, massive shiny face. It's because your chair is, well, you lean forward so much, so here's you, and here is the back of the chair, which is what I was going for with the camera angle, but that's miles away from you. So there we go. So go on then, you can talk to us more about GW now. I know, poor Nathan. So are these, what, pre-order Saturday or something?
Yeah, so pre-order Saturday. So we get to find, they've told us that we can have so many so far, which is a fairly small allocation. As it has been with a lot of the other recent releases, and then we'll find out sometime on Friday, probably Friday afternoon, how many more they're going to let us have for release. And then what they have said is that there's going to be, they've published it on their own website as well, but what they've said is that they're going to do a made to order for more, but they probably won't arrive till after Christmas. So anyone that wants a set can have one. It's just how long you're going to have to wait for it. So it all depends on how many they let us have. And then I realised, it said that it's the first time they've done it with a large box set, but I know that they did do something similar with the Gaunt's Ghosts set that they released a month or two ago. So over the launch weekend, once their available stock ran out, their website switched over to say it was going to be a made to order. It said something like pre-order that will be delivered in 180 days, something along those kind of lines. And I don't know if that's still on or not on the website. I haven't looked actually for a while, but certainly over the first kind of window, that was what it said. How many painting handles have I got there? I'll put these guys in some painting handles, I think. I am. So let me grab the painting handles. Why work harder when you can work smarter? Let's have that one. The orcs in. Hydrate. Super. There we go. Right now, so we'll start off with Flamer guy. Wicked D's redeemed hat, man.
Where have you gone? Where's the man gone? It's very shiny. You must turn your light on. That's what I was going to do.
Okay, so here is the Flamer Operative. Gunner, I think, is the correct title. So he looks pretty cool. And then we've got this little chap, like a scout with his binoculars. So we can get him a little bit further away. So he's got a comms unit with a slung rifle. Here's a sergeant. So I gave him the plasma pistol and power sword because if you're fighting against orcs, you need every advantage that you can get, especially now they've made him even tougher. They are, they're really nice. Really nice. So there's that chap. What we got next? Oh, just a trooper with a lasgun. So you could near enough build all of these guys without giving a single one of them like a basic gunner pose like this chap, or rifleman pose. So I gave this guy just a lasgun. It's got a little bit of a gap there, but I'm hoping I can fill that in as I go along. So we're going to do the coats next. Next bit of painting. So this chap, he's a hardened veteran or something like that. I think is his battlefield role. So he's got like this bionic hand thing here. It's not quite a power fist, not big enough, and a lasgun. He's holding a power cell for his lasgun in his hand there. So he is pretty cool. The little black blobs on them is just where I had them laid on their sides on the board I was using to spray, and they just got a little bit stuck to it. So.
AJ says, "Wow, I love the new guardsmen. I can't wait to get them kit bash for their special skill kills."
Yeah, they.
I can't talk, really honest.
They're really nice figures, and I reckon that if you had like 2 or 3 sprues of these guys, that you wouldn't have to make any of them in like duplicate poses really, unless you wanted to. There's plenty of spares on there. I didn't really explore anything that was not one of the standard poses in the box, and there's loads of parts left, so you could quite easily kit bash these to do some different stuff. So this guy's got like it's not a grenade, it's like a mace or something, I don't know, like a trench fighting weapon, this thing. It looks a bit like a German potato masher grenade, but it's not.
Well, says how many minis come in the set?
So there are 10 guardsmen, and I believe there are 12 orc. Well, it's like 10 orc figures, a Gretchen, and a squig, a bomb squig, if I recall correctly. So, and then all the terrain. So we'll show you the terrain before we finish. But the terrain is very cool. I've got it all in this box down the side. They're really funky. Oh, this guy, this is the first chap that I stuck together. He is a sniper, so he's got a longer las gun.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Steve John says, "Squigs for the win."
Yeah, it's a bomb squig. It looks really cool. And then you've got the option to build one of them with a rocket launcher, another one with like a flamer. There's in the orcs, there's loads of options. Again, so yeah, sniper guy, and then finally, again, because we're fighting orcs, we need some better weapons. So plasma gun. So there we go. The detail on these guys, I've already said it, but the detail is absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice. There we go. Plasma gunner. Cool. So let's have a quick hydrate. And then, I guess I might as well show, before I start painting, I might as well show you some of the scenery. So this is like the oil pump thing. So that's quite a sizable chunk in comparison to a guardsman. So there's a ladder goes up this side with a little platform here at the top.
Keep like that.
Yeah, it's pretty funky, and then it's got these little like tabs on there. So I believe that can combine with some of these other pieces. You could proffer it up to the edge. Don't know, maybe. So that, and then there's 4 of these pieces. Now they're not all the same. There's 2 of one design and 2 of another. So there's one of one design, there's one of the other design, and then they join together like so. So you could build quite a large building out of that. They fit fairly seamlessly together. So from the top, if you deploy your building like this, and then you've got these smaller pieces, right, like so. Excuse me. And then these smaller pieces are like, you can have those as bridging pieces because there are some. There we go. Right. So you could have those like that with a walkway gangplank thing in the beginning, or you can piece the gaps in like so. Geralt says that he shouldn't be allowed access to money. So you put that bit like that, and then that bit over there like that. There we go. And then drop this piece in there. I've just broken a bit off, but never mind. So then if we drop that piece in there like so, and get it lined up properly on the table, which I've not done.
Well, to be fair, you've not got a lot of room.
No. Anyway, so something along those kind of lines, and you can make one large building. So that's really funky. Look at that. I've just dragged that all through my paint. And then you've got all these kind of other scatter pieces that go around the table for line of sight blocking stuffs. It's really cool. Really well thought out terrain.
Boxing, think it's awesome.
It is, isn't it? It looks absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to move on to painting the coats. of the guys, and for that I'm going to use some Reaper Night Sky Blue. So it should be like a nice...
Your hat looks really nice.
Do you like it? It's cool, isn't it?
Suits you.
I'll definitely have that one. Oh. Getting ready for a haircut again, I think. Someone's left a step underneath my table. So, yeah, Reaper Night Sky Blue. This is one of the HD paints, so these have been absorbed where possible into the Bones range, but this one is one of the older HD paints. Thanks, Pete. Pete would like us to paint left-handed. So, let's... Been saving those channel points up, Pete. Those Lancer... Oh, no, this just isn't going to work, is it? Been saving those Lancer reward points up for paint left-handed.
Yeah, Little Miss was giving away free hydrations when she was playing Pokemon just so Pete didn't have to use his points.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. I'm in charge, apparently. So, that's just the colour kind of combination. I didn't know exactly how that would look, but that's just the kind of colour combination I was going for. So, like a kind of fairly muted blue, but a definite blue, and then the grey trousers, and then we'll piece those other bits of detailing around it. But I think that's going to look pretty cool once we get the rest of the outfit finished. Give him the leather belt and what have you. I do think they look cool with the great coats on. Now, I know a lot of people really like the Kreg figures that Forgewell did, and presumably that's why GW have decided to bring them in plastic. I kind of wish that they'd done like some different factions in plastic. I really like the old Mordian Iron Guard that they used to do in metal. I thought they looked really cool. And the Praetorian Guard with their pith helmets. I know they probably wouldn't do those as a plastic release, but the Mordians would be good. And then you just be able to do a head swap to get the Praetorians. I've seen some pretty cool armies that people have produced using some of the various historical figures that can be bought, like the Perry British infantry for the Anglo-Zulu Wars and what have you, to make some Praetorian Guard. They look really cool. Talana are a really funky looking Guard regiment as well. Or even, seeing as they've done the plastic Gaunt's Ghosts figures, even if they'd have done plastic Tanith or some kind of multi-part kit that was a little more generic, like the Catachans are definitely in need of an update for the Guard. But whether we'll see some other Guard regiment kits, hopefully we will in the future. Yeah, so, Siege Honor, do they do a Catachan kill team? No, there's no kind of general Catachan models anymore. I think you can still buy Catachan jungle fighters, like a squad of 10 or something, maybe 12 models as a direct only item. but otherwise you can't get them anymore, which is a shame. But then the models are, like I say, they are in need of a general update, so that might be why they've not done them, not got a great deal of availability of them at the moment. But they've done a couple of cool characters, haven't they? We've got Slime Arbo, who I know can be fielded in any army, but we've got Slime Arbo. We've got they did the Katachan Colonel, the limited edition one. They've done the female Katachan squad leader, Sergeant Ripper Jackson. I think we're about due for a new Katachan release. Although I think Krieger, the Death Corps of Kreg, are definitely going to be the new plastic guard units to expect. I would normally try and get this a little bit neater, but trying to paint in my left hand is difficult. I'm just going to got the paint a little bit thick on that shoulder pad there, so I'm just going to try and sort that out a touch. See if we can finish this, the blue on this one guy before we switch back to the right hand. I see on Facebook and what have you, social media channels and the internet in general, various sites, people kind of wish listing different things that we might see for the guard. I think everybody kind of expects what we're going to get for a general orc release, but lots of people expecting cool new stuff for an Imperial Guard release, whether we'll get a new tank, either an update to the Lehman Russ or some other kind of new tank option. No, I haven't, no. Apparently, I must have been a good boy this week. Says Moxie, my missus surprised me with a £50 MLG gift voucher today. I can't decide what to get, but I was looking at the Bushido Wolf clan. But what does it mean as a themed clan? Can I use them to play in the main game? Yes, you can. So so the different factions have got different kind of sub-themes in Bushido. And so what it means is that the figures that are in that box work well together, but may not necessarily work well with other models that they will release. So not you can use everything with everything in terms of the faction. So She-Ho is what the Wolf Clan is. So the Wolf Clan was the first release for the She-Ho. I'm just gonna have to sort that bit of colour out there. And when they release other She-Ho models, you'll be able to use them with those guys. But then there is also a slightly more generic She-Ho starter set that they've released since that kind of plays a different way to the Wolf Clan. So the Wolf Clan comes with a couple of wolves, and the idea is that you use your wolves as extra combatants, but the other She-Ho set just uses samurai and ashigaru and what have you to build up your warband.
Have you done Wiki Dehydrate?
I haven't done Wiki Dehydrate. Most remiss of me.
Have you seen Sea Giants?
What did that say?
It said, do you think you had Katachan?
Oh yeah, we've done that one. So this is no good. Just blobbed on the trousers. I was trying so hard as well. Sorry? I know. It's distracted, you see, from all that left-handed painting on that other figure. It's really hard. I think we might have to make it a more expensive option.
down.
No, I'm not. I wasn't even trying to paint eyes, and I'm like, made a right mess of my figure. So the goblins in Bushido, the Bakemono is what I play as, and they get various abilities. So the Bakemono are the monsters of Japanese legends, and so they comprise various things. So goblins, ogres, or oni, and there's a strange little beast thing and some large demon dogs, and a flying giant cave bat. Well, you would expect a bat to fly, but yeah, there's a couple of cool options in the goblins. There are the Dissension, I believe they're called, which are Tengu, so like bird people. And then there's a couple of human factions. There are the Cult of Uri, which are the stuff of nightmares. There's some amazing factions in the game, and the models are all absolutely beautiful.
What she likes the look of the Shadow Wind 2.
The Shadow Wind. No, which ones are they? I can't remember off the top of my head. Which ones are the Shadow Wind guys? I think there's about 10 factions, but apparently they're planning on creating 18 in total.
Like the Ghost, Bushido, Shadow Wind, it's got a griffin-y looking thing.
Oh yeah, they're the ninjas. Yeah, ninjas. They look really cool. In fact, they all look cool. They all look cool. Apparently, from reading on a couple of Facebook groups about Bushido, it's very common for people to have multiple warbands so they can use whichever one they fancy, because it's so hard for them to pick which one they're going to play all the time because the models are all so nice. So, but you don't need more than one. I certainly aren't planning on having more than one. I'm just going to get better at playing the faction that I've got.
So what about Warhammer? Is that painting
So I haven't read the rules yet. I need to make a start on reading the rules. I realised I've missed a huge chunk on the front of that guy's jacket. Sorry? Yeah, the rules for Kill Team. I haven't had a chance to read the rules for Kill Team yet, or look at the rules in a great deal of detail. I've had a quick flick through, so looking at the measurements for the movement and what have you. But what is that noise? Yeah, so I've not really had a chance to look at the thing yet, but we will be ready for release day to start doing some demos and what have you. So on release day we're going to have a Kill Team Day in the shop where people can come and pick up their pre-orders, and we'll be able to give you a taste of the game if you wish. So you can sign up to that on the website. We've created a little event on our events page for it, should you so wish. Sorry? Oh. Thanks, Pete, for hydrating us. Pete's been doing a bit of painting today, I understand. What were you painting earlier on, Pete? So, blue coats. I'm going to do the gas masks, or certainly the pipework for the gas masks, and the guns in a dark gunmetal grey Vallejo colour. Going to do the armour and the helmets for these guys in a dark grey. Probably going to use... What have I got on my table here without going and rooting for something different? I haven't got any other dark greys on here, I don't think. Might have to see if Mrs MLG will pass me some German dark grey
Sounds right.
out of the cupboard.
Pete says, I forgot to post, I painted the Ice Wolf and the Mushroom Queen.
Alright, cool.
Robbie says, will we see any boys painted tonight? Don't think you've done together yet.
No, I haven't stuck the orcs together for painting yet. I thought I'd get the guardsmen done and then do the orcs next week. I know a lot of people are excited for the Krieg. Well, people are excited for the orcs, but I know a lot of people are excited. German grey at Vallejo. Yeah. Okay, doesn't matter. Well, that might do. Yeah, that'll do. Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Move on to that next. Yeah, so...
fish and car full of home.
Yay!
Yeah, don't show off your new toys.
Awesome. Alright, so Robbie B said, will we see any boys painting tonight? So we've covered that, haven't we? We're going to be doing boys next week. Wicked D said, have you moved out of the shop yet, Pete? To which he replies, he did move out, but he's moving back in soon. Moxie asks, says, loving the Krieg minis, will they be available separately in the future? So we are told, and I fully expect that they will be, available separately in the not too distant future. Certainly this side of Christmas, I'm led to believe. Oh, look at that! Look at the state of that. Yeah, certainly this side of Christmas, we're due a new Imperial Guard, or Astra Militarum they are called these days, but we're due a new Codex army book for those guys. So chances are that the Krieg models will come out with it in the not too distant future. Part of the new campaign arc for Warhammer 40,000 is going to see Imperial Guard featured a little bit more heavily, so expect them sometime before, I would say, November.
So they've got like the gas masks, have they? Is that what
Yeah.
So do we sell other stuff? Do we sell like World Wars or anything like that? I guess that's what we just do.
No. So there is what are they called? Bolt Action, which is World War II, and Conflict 47, which is like a kind of weird World War II where it's the war carried on for longer and a rift's open in space. So you've got like different technologies, Tesla cannons and all sorts of things going on your Tiger tanks. Look at that. This is... I failed to maintain the care of my paintbrush here, and I've got paint across the base of the ferrule there. Too much paint on the brush. Gonna have to give it a deep clean. I wondered why the bristles were sticking out sideways. Yeah, so we've got those, and then we also stock some miniatures from Westwind Models, I think they're called, or Westwind Miniatures. Westwind Productions, that's it, thank you. And they do a Secrets of the Third Reich game, which is a weird War 2 setting, and some beautiful miniatures in that would accompany these very nicely should you wish to get some alternative sculpts and what have you in your guard army. Moxie has redeemed a stretch, thank you Moxie.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'm just having a nice stretch. On my screen it looked like I was frozen for a moment, just having a recline. What are you painting this evening, Mrs MLG? Okay. Are you doing the shouty guy?
Yeah. I'm doing the 77351 Cultists Encircled by Reaper Miniatures. But
I really like this guy because he's like reading his book and he's got his mouth open like he's reading, but then when I come to paint it, I've made an absolute atrocious mess of it. And now he looks like some kind of black holes opened in his face.
Wiki says you've got to drink some water, and Tweet wants you to put a hat on.
Yeah, hello.
Oh.
Super.
If anybody tunes in now that's never watched before, you look really funny with your glasses, and you've got like a furry hat and your furry beard, and then just his nose poking out. You know in that episode of Taskmaster where Hugh Dennis brings on that hat that he really likes and he puts it on and looks silly? That's what you look like.
Yep. Thanks.
You've got to hydrate again, please.
Awesome. I'll just finish that bit. So another hat. I thought we had a cool down period on hydrates.
Yeah, but it wasn't Pete that did it. It was
Fair enough. Not getting through the blue very quick here, am I? I might have to come back to blue. Let's go on to a different colour on one of these guys and see if we can get him looking like something is happening, and then I'll come back and finish the rest of the squad.
Pete says Twitch is being strange. Where's that, Pete? Is your internet being poopy doop again? We could do that as drink too. They're trying to keep you cool because you've got a fur hat on.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm out of refreshments. Thank you. So, right, I'm just going to finish the blue on this guy, and then what I'm going to do is going to move back to the first guy, and we're going to do the helmet and armour pieces, and then we'll start picking out a little bit more of the other detail, so we can get a feel of how they might look at the end. Part of his gun there, that's not very clever, is it? Right, so blue, 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 blue jackets, grey trousers. Right, so we're going to use German Field Grey, World War II. Excuse me, and we're going to use this for the armour pieces on their shoulders and their helmets, and then we'll see. Hopefully this is going to look like I expect, but if it does look a bit odd, then we can alter it a touch. So we're getting just a little bit of that. No. Sorry. I don't know, sweetie. Sorry. You've got maiden flesh there in front of you. Oh, sorry. I didn't realise you were talking about that.
So you can see your Daka Daka now.
Right then, so we're going to get a bit of this German grey and just apply it on these shoulder pads. That's working okay. Now what I might do is I don't know whether to use this as the same colour for the tanks for the flamer. No, I think I might paint those slightly different.
It's not really very dark.
No, not really. I want them to look like they've got a sort of defined uniform on rather than just being all dirty dark guys.
So what made you pick those and not the orcs?
What to do first? So only because I've painted orcs before and I've never painted any of these guys, and I know that a lot of people are quite excited to see the plastic Krieg figures. I would say there's possibly more people excited to see these than there are to see the orcs. So I thought we'd start with these and then do the orcs next.
Are you actually going to finish this project? Because I don't think you finished doing it now.
I am going to finish this project. We've got 3 weeks, or just shy of 3 weeks, to get these done before launch. And if we're going to demo the game to people on launch day, we need to make sure we've got figures that are finished. So I'm going to spend my hobby time this week and next week getting them done. So, there we go.
Have you finished your SEL?
I just need to finish the bases, and my 2 things are finished. Oh, I need to finish their eyes after I messed their faces up yesterday, didn't I? I need to finish eyes. So I just need to left-handed painting faces instead of eyes. So I'll just tidy that up and finish their bases, and they'll be done. So they'll be done by the weekend. My RCL commitments, and then I'll be able to submit one of these guys as a freebie. And then once I've finished the contents of the box ready for demoing, then we might crack on with something else before the end of the month.
Now don't push it.
No, I'm not planning further ahead than getting this done. It was very cool of Games Workshop to send us our demo copy so early, so we could make a start on it. I'm going to paint his binoculars the same colour as his helmet. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Head was getting a bit warm. So yeah, the next thing that I'm excited about that's coming up in the not too distant future is Magic the Gathering are releasing some more mystery boosters, which were a really great product that they released last year, and we're getting some more of those. So there's some fantastic cards. Only this time they're putting like some playtest cards in, which are really cool. They've got some excellent like sketches, art on and stuff like that. So they're really going to be sought after, I think. So they're coming the week after next, and then the week after that we've got the next Pokemon set, and hopefully sometime this month we might get the remainder of the WizKids Wave 14 releases, because in the States they've already had a general release of Wave 15, so no idea when they're going to reach the UK. And somebody asked me today what figures were in Wave 15. I have to be honest, I haven't actually paid too much attention, because we haven't got Wave 14 yet, and I thought it'd be I don't want to get all excited about Wave 15 when we haven't actually had the remainder of our Wave 14 stock. But there's a really cool blue dragon in the Wave 14 stuff. I'm excited for that when that comes. Happy! Thanks, Pete. Right, one thing you'll notice about these Krieg figures is not a single one of them has a bare head. They've all got helmets and gas masks, which I like. I think is very cool. They don't take their helmets off because they're used to fighting in polluted air and what have you. So we're going to switch over, we're going to use some gunmetal grey, and I'm just going to put this bit of colour on before we finish our stream. So I've got some admin to do following the stream. Yeah, I've got some Reaper stock to add that I haven't had a chance to do yet. So, oh, Sparky and Co have redeemed a posture check.
Sit up, show your t-shirt off.
Daka daka daka. Right, so we're going to get a bit of that gunmetal grey. And I'm just going to paint this flamer.
Pete says, "What's new in Reaper?" Is it just a restock?
Yeah, it's just a restock. Just a restock. We're waiting for. Oh, and.
Sparky says, "So, just as I appear, you start to finish? I see how it is. It's alright, he never finishes on time. In fact, we're a minute over already, so don't worry too much about it."
Yeah. We need to look at the stuff, don't we, like we discussed.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll do that first. Yeah. So we're going to just going to get this flamer base coated in here. Not going to get the whole guy finished, but when you next see some photos of these guys, they'll be a little bit further along, hopefully. I will. I'll just get this bit done in here, and then I will recap you what the plan is with the Death Corps guys. So, like any Imperial Guard regiment, uniforms change depending on what war zone they're being sent to and what have you. Very similar to current military units. But some Imperial Guard regiments, Astra Militarum regiments, I can't get the hang of Astra Militarum, but some Astra Militarum regiments just forgo kind of camouflage and changes in war gear altogether and just stick with whatever they've got, because in the 41st millennium there is only war, as all the fiction begins for the setting, and when they're just being shipped from war zone to war zone, they don't get a chance to resupply with uniform and stuff maybe as often as you would like. So they've got whatever equipment they left their founding planet with. So in this case, I've decided that these guys are equipped with these blue greatcoats and this grey armour. So obviously we're going to put a bit of shading on it. Well, maybe not obviously, but we are going to put some shading in on these colours. But they're still going to be, when I've finished, they're still going to be fairly brightly coloured. Although there'll be a fair bit of shading in the recesses and what have you. In space, no one can hear you, Daka Daka. That's right, when you're in the darkness of the void. So, I can't remember what I was saying.
Thanks, Moxie. Take care.
See you later, Moxie. So yeah, so these guys, they've got their standard equipment, and that's what they've got, I've decided. So rather than copy anybody else's colour scheme, I always like to just make it up as I go along, decide what I'm going to do. So standard equipment, and they're not going to get the craziest, most detailed paint job, because these are going to be the figures that we're going to let folks play with on the gaming floor. So a fairly simple but effective paint job for these guys. try and get them a bit more complete than the last Kill Team demo set that we have. I love putting the Gene Stealer Cult guys together out of the last starter set. I just couldn't get them kind of painted the way that I wanted. Maybe I have to revisit them so we've got a different faction for people to try the game with, but they can get done after I've made sure that everything else is done. So I'll just paint that little bit in there. So Pete asked what was new in Reaper, didn't he? So there's no new releases, or there hasn't been any new releases for a while. I think Reaper have been concentrating, that's the word, thank you. Concentrating on the Kickstarter, and also we've got ReaperCon coming up in the States, so there's a whole raft of stuff probably going to be released around the time of ReaperCon. And we will be getting in the not too distant future, hopefully, our ReaperCon swag boxes, which we will then be selling the items from. So there's some pretty funky stuff in there. There's a Brinewind themed brush holder and some other cool stuff. Right then, so he's looking pretty funky. I'm going to paint his gas mask with some brown. So I think I've got, here we go, got some flat earth, some Vallejo flat earth. So we're going to use the brown for the gas mask, and we're also going to use the wrappings on his legs with this. Blob of water. Okay, so this looks really kind of baby poo brown when it's on the table, but it does dry a lot darker than that. So let's get his gas mask coloured in there. Painted that eye lens in there, I didn't really mean to do that. Should probably do his gloves the same colour, I guess. Ah, I understand. So is that some offspring's deposits have more green in than flat earth colouring? Right, so I'll go back and tidy all the little bits up after, but let's just do those wrappings on the legs. Which I believe are called gaiters, but if I recall correctly. I don't know why they always do them in the... Oh, I suppose it makes for more detail for painting, but they always kind of depict them as like wrappings of something, whereas in when our troops wore them in like like the Second World War and what have you, they tended just to be a one piece that buckled or laced up around the leg to keep your boots, your trousers like tight against the top of your boots. Maybe the sculptors don't like finishing the tops of boots or something, so they put these in to cover that up. Right. So let's just go back to that original grey. If it'll still be damp. I'll just tidy those blue splodges up that I put on the trousers so it doesn't look too crazy. I've just realised I missed a bit there. That should be metal. That connection there on the hoses. How's that? I like being a pirate. Garr. Let's just get a tiny smidge of that. And paint those eye lenses there. Symbol on his head. So what we got? Gas mask thingy. There we go. Guess I should paint his other belt as well. That should probably be brown as a base coat. I'll use that flat earth just as the base coat for his belt around his middle. Oh, come on. Clumsy. Realised I was doing it that time. Keep tracking off towards the bottom of the screen.
Bring it towards the tunnel.
Just sort that bit of blue out in there. What else have we got? What we need to do? Rubbed a little bit of paint out of there. Backpack, and then just his boots. Now I'm going to paint his boots and this hose in black before we finish. Sorry for the slurping noises. Wash, 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 lick, lick, lick. Right then, so we're going to give him black boots. Oh, mixed a little bit of metal in that. That's no good, is it? That's right. Black boots as a base coat. Paint left-handed. Awesome. Well, that's alright. Look, painted my hand. Painted my right hand with my left hand. There you go. I reckon I can fairly safely paint boots left-handed. Whether we can paint a pipe going to a flamethrower left-handed, I don't know. We'll give that a whirl. Just painted his coat. Painted a big chunk of his coat black now. Although I've just realised that even when I was painting with my right hand, even painting with my right hand, I've blobbed paint on different areas of this model, so it's alright though, because we're only doing base coats at the moment, so it's not like we're doing super fine details like eyeballs or anything. Right, so let's get some black. I'll just do these pipes. So oh, dear. This is hard. Pete says that he needs Little Miss to do a 4-hour stream so he can earn some more points. I can't manipulate my hand enough to get into the bit that I need to get into. Whose idea was paint left-handed? Right. So voila, there we go. That's so here's the base coat for our Creed. This is my colour choices for the model. So let's have a little bit of a summary. Let's get my paintbrush out here so I can point at the various things. So we're going with Reaper Stone Grey for the trousers. If I can hold him still. Stone Grey for the trousers. Reaper Night Sky Blue for the jacket. Flat brown from Vallejo for the gloves, the gas mask and the gaiters here. Vallejo Gunmetal Grey for the weapon. Reaper Pure Black for these hoses, which sort that out there. And some Vallejo, wherever it is, German Field Grey for the helmet and the shoulder pads. Now, what I'm going to do with this next is apply a wash all over of probably some Agrax.
See, Jono approves.
Thank you very much, C. Jono. Thank you.
And Mrs.
And Mrs. Let's just holding it at this angle. I can just see a bit I've missed there, so we'll just tidy that up. So, yeah, I'm going to apply a wash all over. Of Agrax on most of the parts apart from the blue coat, which we're going to put a little bit of Null Oil on, and then we'll go back and we'll just apply a couple of highlights, and that will kind of set the scheme for the rest of the mini. So the Agrax should darken down the brown just a touch, and then we'll highlight it back up. Poggers has redeemed. Ask us a question. What is your question, Poggers?
Why have you got a hat on?
Yeah. Let's take the hat off because my head's getting warm.
You can talk while I'm waiting.
Oh, sorry. Will we be selling Kill Team Octarius, and if so, when will it be in stock? So it will go on pre-order. We will indeed be selling Kill Team Octarius, and let's just put the figure there. We will be selling Kill Team Octarius, and it will go on pre-order at 10 AM on Saturday morning. So you will be able to head over to the Mighty Lancer Games website.
He's kind of blended into your thing.
He has, yeah. See, I'd said that I wasn't going to do him in camo, but he's obviously like well suited choices to this urban landscape that he finds himself in. 10 AM on Saturday, where it will go on pre-order for 2 weeks, and then the general release is Saturday the 28th of August. So you'll be able to come along to store if you are local and pick up your copy, and should you so wish, play a game of Kill Team in store, because there'll be various other products getting released on the same day. The compendium that will give you the rules for all of the other factions in the game, because the Octarius set only comprises the rules for the Krieg and the Orc Commandos. Pete the Hydrator says, what happens if it sells out before? So if it sells out before release, then
Well, it will.
yeah, which is undoubtedly going to happen, I would say. If it sells out before release, then there will be a made-to-order situation happening with the Games Workshop, and apparently they're going to tell us the details of that after the weekend. So then we should be able to offer a made-to-order product as well. I mean, we might get to find out on Friday. That'd be really helpful. And yeah, that should be pretty cool. C. Jono asks, when does he need to pay for the sub box to get the next one? So to get August's sub box, you just need to sign up if you are not already signed up. Sign up within the month of August, and you will get August's box. So that's we can sort that out for you if you subscribe through. Yeah. So if you go head over, there we go. Mrs MLG has put the link in. So if you go head over to that link, you can sign up, and it will take you to a PayPal page where you can sign up to the subscription thing, and we post them out at the end of the month. So once your payment has cleared in PayPal, we'll get the boxes put together. We normally start preparing them around the 20th, and then we'll get them sent out at the end of the month, and then you can enjoy a lovely box of Reaper goodness. Yes, so it doesn't matter when you sign up within the month, whether it's the 1st of the month or the 30th of the month, then we post them out at the end of the month. So you may receive it at the start of September, but it will be August's box if your payment was received in the month of August. Hope that makes sense. And we've got some awesome minis lined up for August box, and yeah, pretty cool. And you'll see them as people start unboxing them, obviously, and what have you, when they start receiving their boxes at the end of the month. If you would like to subscribe, head over to the link in the chat there, and you will be able to sign up. C. Jono says, sweet, I'm definitely going to be 20 quid this month then. I guess that means you're going to be signing up soon. That would be great to see you on board. We've had a swathe of new subscribers over the past couple of days, which is excellent. We always make sure we've got plenty of minis to accommodate any new subscribers. Wicked D says, sub boxes rock. Thank you, Wicked D. Thank you very much. And Pete says he's going to miss this month. Sad times, Pete. Sad times. But it will give you a chance to paint some of your backlog, I guess, won't it? Right then, so we're going to call it a night there. So we're 25 minutes over time. We never run to time, do we? Apart from on Tuesdays. So our next stream will be Sunday. We'll be doing Skyrim Sunday at 4 PM this Sunday, and we will be playing some Skyrim, continuing from where we got to last week, where we were chasing up on the Vampire Menace in Skyrim, and then we'll be back next Monday where we'll be painting another awesome mini from the sub box on Monday, and then followed by Tuesday and Wednesday I'll be painting some more of these awesome Kill Team minis and scenery. So we're going to try and get onto the orcs for next week, so people can see some of the amazing orc models. So there we go. Thank you everybody. Bye Pete. Bye Poggers. Thanks everybody for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Bye.